How do you do? I'm Greg Gannon of the Baltimore Gannons, painter of signs and murals, and this was my day today, trying to get a couple of signs painted before it started snowing. I'm now relaxing at home, watching a peaceful snowfall, and reviewing the footage. We still call it footage, I guess, even though there's no feet of film to be developed in canisters and stuff. It's all just on my laptop from my new GoPro, which is it's been a lot of fun. Thanks for watching. I'm sure you're familiar with a lot of the ways I do stuff, but I'm going to talk about the technical stuff, and you don't have to watch the whole thing, but if you do, I don't know. I hope you enjoy the photography and my commentary. It's a little more chill, right, so far, than my Instagram story, which is like more high energy. It's on my story. I tend to share stuff that I laugh about during the day while I listen to podcasts and stuff. Anyway, this is only 8 minutes long, and I get the whole thing, this whole address thing painted. And there'll be a part 2 where I do more. And maybe more at this site. There's a bunch of signs to paint. It's all designed by Jans Design, who I really enjoy working with. Today the paint selection is an industrial coating by Sherwin-Williams. It is semi-gloss white, high-performance acrylic. It's pretty nice. And I'm carrying with me a bottle of rubbing alcohol to possibly add to the paint if it gets near freezing. It's cold and it's winter, and this is a metal shipping container. Everything that I'm painting on this site is a metal shipping container. So metal's maybe one of the toughest things to paint when it's cold, but everything's working out fine so far. And I've done it before. I did it in a public art project in Remington, and that's held up really well. That was like 2 years ago. So far I've got the pattern on for the address numbers, and I'm taping the terminals of all of the lines or strokes that make up the numerals, the Arabic numerals. This works really well when you're working on a smooth surface. Of course, I couldn't do this on a brick wall. More often I paint on things like brick. But it's cool, Sometimes you use tape. I like painting without tape. I like it to be just me and a bucket and a brush. And that's all. You can see here I'm getting ready to paint. I paletted my brush on the side of the little cup. This is an artist brush of some kind that I'm using. It's not a sign painting brush per se, but it works great. Holds a lot of paint. It works well with house paint. Sign painting brushes don't always work that well with house paint. Probably your more traditional sign painters would want to use one-shot enamel on a job like this, because it would cover in one coat. But then you got to worry about this These containers have been painted with, well, the same kind of industrial coating, the acrylic, the high-performance acrylic from Sherwin-Williams, and I'm painting with the numbers and the signs with the same paint, which seems like a good idea to me. One shot would probably hold up fine. I mean, the rule of thumb is what? That whatever you're putting on top, as long as it dries slower than what you're putting it on top of, then you're in good shape. When you paint numbers, well, I mean, when you paint anything like this, it's, the best thing is to use kind of long, smooth strokes. Not to do like little scritchy scratches. And little scritchy scratches are bad. And look, I mean, in one way, when you think about it, I kind of get this whole sign painted in 8 minutes. That's not strictly true because I cut out some of the time when I was fumbling with the roll of tape and, schlepping. This is really how fast you can get a sign painted if you cut out all the schlepping. Yeah, like I said, this was all laid out by, designed and laid out by Yount's Design. Oh, and the client is called Bark Social. They're fantastic. You can take your dog there. Your dog can run around if you live maybe nearby in Rockville. And they have 20 beer taps, and you'll be able to get a delicious coffee drink. See you on part 2.